this stage, sometimes it happens on the first stage, sometimes on the second stage, because a guy disappears, they're in an uncertain stage. She pushes him by calling him and texting him a lot. He pushes him away and he fully disappears, and then he's gone. Then she says, he wasn't the one.
Yes.
He wasn't the destiny. Love faded away. No, he could have been. He might have been the one. She just pushed him away. And that's how we then use excuses. Because we tried again to make a relationship work on the sexual desire and sexual intimacy. And again, I will tell you, early sex in a relationship hurt these 6 stages. It's not helping. It's not helping. A woman can start thinking whether he is the right or a wrong guy only after stage 5. 5 stages engagement, when he gives her the ring. By the way, because we're not going to get through all 6 stages, I'm going to tell you something. If a guy gave you the ring but you have no date of the wedding, this is not an engagement. Because a guy could be just giving you the ring, just shut up.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm tired of you wanting to get married. Here's the ring. He spent $1,000 to just shut you up. That's not an engagement.
Why is he still with her then if he doesn't want to?
Well, that's a really good question, because for a guy, we're going back again to this feminine and masculine inequality. If a woman pays 50% in a restaurant, if she pays 50% for an apartment and 50% for the utilities, it's very practical for him. And on top of it, you sleep with him. And men are very practical. Of course. You want to do 50-50? Let's do it. Why not? Why do I need to have to go through the bars and look for a different woman where you sleep with me, you cook for me, you pay for 50% apartment and restaurants? Awesome woman, let's do it. Yeah.
So it's a business transaction.
Men are practical, they're rational. Men looking at us, women, we're crazy, irrational, emotional creatures. But they're very practical.
I'm never going to do it.
I'll just bake cookies. Just a quick question. What
Yes.
do you consider early sex?
Yeah.
What's a time frame?
Oh, very good question. So there's 6 stages, right? Now men gonna hate this, but I'm gonna say it
Women
anyway.
are gonna hate it too.
Yeah, and then women, yeah, even women. If you have sex before a guy gives you a ring, only in the engagement, which is 5, okay, the earliest, fine, stage number 4, because on the stage 4, he starts to feel trust and he wants to start taking care of you, and he was already start dreaming that maybe he wants to have serious relationship with you. Because again, women nowadays, the reason why they really jump in bed, statistically, psychologists prove, women jump in bed not because they just want to please him, because otherwise the guy will run away. It's also because she wants to check, is it the right size between his legs? If you really want to check the size, do it on stage number 4, which is emotional closeness, okay? And that typically happens on an average 5-6 months later. If you really want to do it with integrity, because at this point, he is only exclusive with you. He already trusts you. He's emotionally close to you. He already developed emotions and feelings for you. You can check if it's that important for you, because women say, what if I'm going to get married and he has a little carrot there? All right? Or a really big one that I get hurt. Women are really thinking like that. And if it's that important, the earliest is stage 4. But you, most importantly, what I would like for you to get, ladies, is that on the sexual intimacy, all of the relationship in the modern society is built right now. It's not going to sustain. That should be the last stage, the sexual closeness. And we're doing everything in the society backwards. Okay? So again, if a man did not experience the pleasure of making a woman happy in a relationship during the first or second stage, he tends to compare her also to an ideal woman in his mind, who thanks him, who appreciates him, who has with him the sexual fantasy. So it's very, very important, ladies, that you give him a break during uncertainty, and during the first and second stage, don't put any pressure, no drama, no fights, no arguments could happen until stage number 4. Until stage number 4. And you guys, when you have a sexual intimacy so close, you think that you can just dump your emotions and argue and fight and do drama. All of that pushes guys away and they lose interest. A lot of guys during first and second stage tend to over exaggerate or date someone out of their league. Do you remember I told you on the previous lectures, I have a friend who lives in Florida who married a multimillionaire. Well, before she married the multimillionaire, she had a guy who was 5 years younger than her who tried to date her. And this guy was taking her to expensive restaurants, taking her to vacations, and after 2 months he says, "That's it, I'm done." She's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "All my savings are gone." Don't try, guys, because you're really into a woman, to overextend yourself, because sooner or later you will be broke and she will realize that you're pretending to be someone that you're not. Women also try to overdo sex, overdo cooking and giving the samples right and left. Don't do that, because you won't be able to sustain that in 8, 10 or 12 months. And then a man would look after that 12 months. So why did you stop cooking and having sex? So don't over push yourself. Be real. Be real. You cannot fake it. Especially on the third and fourth stage, all of this fakeness is gonna really start showing up if you're trying to pretend that you're someone that you're not. Man is responsible during all of the stages to take responsibility for all of the dating expenses. All. Because to a woman, it's a deal breaker for a lot of women. We're talking about now high standard women who are filet mignon from Ritz-Carlton and not a donut at $1 and Dunkin' Donuts. Because the 50-50 thing is, and I get that, in the Western Europe and in the United States, people are for equality and do the 50-50. But if a man doesn't learn that he needs to take for the dating and the restaurants and the movie and the concerts, he won't get the taste of what?
Making you happy?
Responsibility at home.
Providing.
For what? Responsibility for what?
Providing.
But not just providing, because he needs to understand how expensive dating is and how expensive to have a woman. It's a luxury. And then he won't be able to provide that for wife and kids later. Because first 3 years when a woman is pregnant and have kids, this is the worst country in United States, where a woman after 3 months has to go to work. Everywhere in the world, woman stays with a child for 3 years. And woman is in a very vulnerable position. And if a man cannot provide and protect her fully financially, meaning he has to pay for a mortgage, he needs to pay for cars, he needs to pay for groceries, electricity, food, everything, he doesn't feel like a guy, like a man, like a macho guy. Do you remember again, guys are about to conquering woman, conquering everything. And when he's conquering and making the money, and a woman depends on him, kids depends on him, he feels like a guy. He feels respect towards himself. And when a guy and guy gets together, they're measuring each other, by the way. So you have a Mercedes, you have a big house and pretty wife? I respect you. You live in an apartment, make 20,000 K. Do I listen to you? They measure each other. So a guy, when he conquers things, he respects himself. And that's why he needs to learn to pay for a woman so that he feels like, wow, it's so expensive. Am I ready to provide and protect financially my wife and my kids? Do you get it?
Just true boys.
I take pretty good care of you then. Specific in that way,
Did you have an idea?
but guys are always measuring each other.
Yeah.
What?
Guys are always